Welcome to the WACO Experience, an American story,
We the people.
with your host, D. Scott Smith.
In order to form a more perfect union.
Interviews with leaders in business, government, and nonprofit organizations.
Promote the general welfare.
Jobs, products and services, and infrastructure for strong communities.
Secure the blessings of liberty.
The WACO Experience is an American story, a story of communities across America. It is your story.
You know, one thing that's really special about Waco, and we are a community that we care about each other, and we love this place. There's a sense of community.
That was Jessica Addis, Chief Executive Officer of Prosper Waco. D. Scott here, and thank you for tuning into this episode of the WACO Experience, an American story. I attended the Prosper Waco Summit at the brand new AC Hotel in downtown Waco. We're going to hear from a few of the over 250 attendees and a wrap-up from the Prosper Waco CEO, Jessica Addis. I want to thank the sponsors of the WACO Experience, an American story. They make it possible to bring these inspiring stories. Biddy and Bo's Coffee. It is a human rights movement disguised as a coffee shop. They provide jobs for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Visit them today for a hot or cold drink at 110 Franklin. Aspects of Aging is a weekly talk show hosted by Christine A. Smith. Tune in each Monday at noon for unscripted conversations with experts. You'll learn about products, services, and perspectives about aging, caregiving, dementia, and many other aspects of aging. Listen live or to past episodes at agingbetternetwork.com. Lime Lily is Waco's only corporate gifting company. Twyla and her team are experts at providing high-volume gifts with elegance and style. It's gift-giving season. Learn more at limelily.com. Chord Buddy is the world's best guitar learning system. This 100% U.S.-made product and Shark Tank winner will have you playing songs on your guitar right away. Check them out at chordbuddy.com. Friends for Life. Over 35 years ago, Inez Russell saw a need while visiting at a hospital. Filling that need has grown to over 100 employees, numerous volunteers, and covering nearly 1/3 of Texas. Friends for Life provides support systems and services to empower seniors and those with disabilities to live their best lives. Learn how you can be involved at friendsforlife.org. I attended the Prosper Waco Summit, and you can learn more at prosperwaco.org. They have a mission to build an environment where all members of the Waco community are able to measurably improve their education, health, and financial security. In this edition of the WACO Experience, an American story, we explore the heart of our community and the people who shape its future. Today's show is an important one. We're taking a deep dive into the work of Prosper Waco, an organization that's doing remarkable things to improve the quality of life for every resident in our city by focusing on 3 essential pillars: education, health, and financial security. Now, Prosper Waco isn't just another nonprofit. It represents an innovative approach to community work, one that consolidates and builds upon the efforts of organizations, leaders, and institutions that are already working and doing great things here in Waco. The vision behind Prosper Waco is bold yet simple: to create a greater Waco where every person and institution works together for the common good. And to make that vision a reality, Prosper Waco brings together key players from all sectors, business, government, and nonprofits, to tackle the big challenges we face using a model called collective impact. So what is collective impact? In short, it's a strategy that goes beyond individual efforts. It's about creating a structure where leaders from different sectors come together to identify challenges, articulate a shared vision, and then coordinate their actions to achieve measurable, lasting change. It's not just about working hard, it's about working together in a focused, aligned way to make sure that our efforts have the greatest impact possible. Think about the many organizations in any community, each working hard to improve the lives of citizens. They've identified needs, come up with solutions, and are in the process of implementing those solutions. And implementation is a big task. It requires time, resources, and focused leadership. While these organizations have their own partnerships and opportunities, what happens when groups, often tackling overlapping issues, miss connecting with each other? What we are missing in terms of potential collaboration, that could take those efforts even further. That's where summits like the Prosper Waco Summit come in. They create the opportunity for business, government, and nonprofit leaders to come together under one roof and share insights, align their efforts, and find new ways to collaborate. When we bring together people who might otherwise never meet, we open the door to innovation. We create the chances for organizations to find new ways to partner, to share resources, and to make sure their work is more effective. The Prosper Waco Summit is a remarkable example of this, where education experts can meet health advocates, where financial leaders can connect with community organizers, and where everyone can work toward the same goal, building a stronger, healthier, more resilient Waco. At the heart of Prosper Waco's mission is a belief that lasting change doesn't happen in isolation. It happens when we align our efforts. It happens when we share data, resources, and knowledge. It happens when we agree on measurable goals and hold ourselves accountable to making progress toward those goals. And most importantly, it happens when we engage everyone in the community, including those who are the recipients of these services, in the design and implementation of our work. Prosper Waco is more than just a network of organizations. It's a movement that's raising awareness, focusing resources, and increasing engagement across our community to create real, measurable, and sustainable change. Whether it's improving educational outcomes for our youth, increasing access to quality health care, or helping families build financial stability, the work Prosper Waco is doing is crucial for the future of our city. And let's not forget, the need for summits like this goes beyond just creating connections. It's about fostering a culture of collaboration, where everyone, whether you're a business owner, a public official, or a nonprofit leader, can come to the table and contribute to something bigger than themselves. In today's show, we're exploring what came out of the Prosper Waco Summit. We're going to hear the voices of a few of the attendees, what it means for our community, and how we can all get involved in this important work. So stay with us as we break down the key themes from the summit, talk to some of the key leaders, and dig into how we can, together, build a stronger, more connected Waco. One of the key highlights of the Prosper Waco Summit was the 2024 Waco Snapshot Report. Dr. Jeremy Rhodes, Senior Director of Data and Research at Prosper Waco, put together this 50-page report filled with insightful data. It paints a picture of how Waco is changing over time. As I mentioned earlier, data is a powerful tool. It tells a story of progress, challenges, and opportunities. The snapshot covered a wide range of areas: population, income, education, health and housing, and economic development. Some of the key takeaways: we've seen improvements in overall poverty rates, household median income, and access to mental health care. Economic indicators like job creation and business investment are on the rise. But not all residents are benefiting equally. Poverty rates for Black residents have worsened. Income disparities are significant, and healthcare access remains a challenge, especially for Hispanic families. Some areas of our community still struggle with basic needs like access to healthy food. Now, let's hear from a few of the attendees as they share their reflections on the summit and what these numbers mean for our community.
Okay, my name is Desiree Salazar, and I'm with Methodist Children's Home.
And tell me what you're looking forward to with the summit. This is your first visit to the summit.
Really just excited to meet a lot of different stakeholders within our community, see some of the challenges, that's what I'm expecting to hear, and just kind of how we all work together to resolve some of those.
What do you hope to implement that you maybe learned today?
Okay, well, definitely collaborate with my team, let them know what we all learned from today, and then I know our organization has a bunch of different plans going on, so maybe find some ways that the information I learned here might fit in with that plan and just kind of sticking with our goals and things like that, but utilizing some of the information I learned here.
Fabulous. Thank you, Desiree.
Yes, sir.
We're here at the Prosper Waco Summit, and I'm here with Carlton Willis. And tell me about Mission Waco.
We're a faith-based nonprofit organization serving the McLennan County community. We offer social services. We have a homeless shelter, and we also provide programs for children and youth.
And what are you looking forward to with Prosper Waco, with the summit?
Just to gather some more information on about how we can collaborate with other organizations. We've partnered with Prosper Waco on numerous occasions, and so just come to learn what others are doing and some ideas of what we can do to make this community better.
Have you attended a Prosper Waco Summit in the past?
Yes, I have.
And tell me about your experience in the past and what you implemented after that summit.
Again, it's just, very informative. Some of the things that we've worked on and are currently working on is scholarship programs, providing additional services that are either not quite as out there as we would like. We're a small town compared to some of the bigger cities, and so we're limited in the capacity of some of the services that we can offer, and so just kind of trying to figure out what no one else is doing and trying to build on that.
I love the fact that you have been here since before the beginning.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and introduce yourself.
So I'm Ashley Bean Thornton. I'm representing today Lakeshore Baptist Church.
All right, and tell me about your experience with Prosper Waco.
A long time ago, I'm having trouble remembering how many years ago, but a long time ago, I was on a thing called the Poverty Solutions Steering Committee, which was kind of the little group. There were several groups at the time that were working together. There was a big education group that Virginia Dupuy was leading, and there was something in the health area, and all those groups kind of got together, and Prosper Waco sort of grew out of that movement, I guess you would call it. It was kind of a movement in the city to think about, how can we make sure that all our residents, have what they need to have nice kind of, I don't know if I would go so far as flourishing. I guess that's the word I'm leaning toward, but at least kind of, prosperous, comfortable lives.
And that was the former mayor that was leading that. Now, former mayor, she was mayor at the time.
Right. She was mayor at the time, or had just finished being mayor at the time.
So you've been to Prosper Waco Summit many times. What do you hope that's going to happen after the fact? What do you think is going to drive behavior after the summit?
But what I hope is going to come out of it for me and for the church that I'm representing is to just kind of recalibrate on what's going on in the community and how the resources. What's great about Prosper Waco, I think, is they're kind of a hub for concentrating a lot of different resources on more specific issues. And so what I'm wanting to do is just kind of get a sense of what is going on. Like I say, I've been out of the picture for a little bit. What specifically is going on and how we might help engage with that. One of my favorite things about Prosper Waco is they're very good at gathering information that a lot of times is distributed amongst a jillion different little organizations. And so I'm hoping this will be a good place to sort of get that information organized in my head to be able to take some actions.
Yeah, that's a lot of times what happens is knowledge stays local, and you need something like the Prosper Waco Summit to open up those doors and windows and see what's going on and find those opportunities for collaboration. So Ashley, thank you for taking time to talk.
Absolutely, thank you. Thanks for being here.
Hi, my name is Shirley Strong, and I'm with Education Service Center Region 12.
And this is your first time at the Prosper Waco Summit. Tell me what you're looking forward to.
Right, this is my first time to attend this event, but I know it's been ongoing for several years. I really was invited here today to just share information about what our Service Center is doing to add or recruit more teachers to the pipeline to address the teacher shortage. And so today I'm hoping to share some of my experiences, but also get ideas from other people.
Tell me, what are your thoughts? What kind of things do you think would help improve the pipeline?
Oh, that's a really big question for a really big situation. So some of the things that we do is provide support for school districts who are looking to find ways to recruit teachers into their school district, help them build out different pipelines or pathways into the classroom, thinking about recruiting students from high school and getting them interested in becoming teachers, thinking about looking at their support staff, like their paraprofessionals, their secretaries, folks who are used to working with kids anyway, but haven't really considered pursuing classroom instruction. So just different pathways that you can build that out for those folks, give them some direction, but also maybe some financial support to go along with it. So it's good work.
Yeah, and getting to students early in high school. What types of things do you think you can do to reach the high school students?
Well, there's actually things in place. I just don't know that everybody takes advantage of it or has it built out. Like there are organizations and clubs that promote education. There are dual credit classes kids can take that contribute to an associate's degree. And then just talking about education with a positive spin. You know, promoting our own profession as educators to kids.
Well, Shirley, thank you for taking time, and I look forward to learning more about you and your organization as well.
Thank you so much.
My name is Alfred Solano, and I work with WACO Family Medicine Foundation.
All right, what were some of the highlights from today's summit?
I think the education, which was the last session, really brought home the fact that we had such a great need for the collaborative work that's being done, serving our youth in a way that is imperative, and also the skills gap for teachers. I think the teacher pipeline that some of our institutions are maximizing is going to put us ahead of where we are today. Yeah.
All right, and then with WACO Family Medicine, what do you see being implemented for you guys this coming year, between now and the next summit?
Our CEO, Dr. Jackson Griggs, spoke about the health care crisis in behavioral health, mental health. And I think that we've got a legislative session coming up this year. I don't know stay out of the politics. So I think that there is work to be done in that arena, and that WACO Family Medicine is positioned very well to be a game changer, and because of the holistic approach we use in addressing behavioral mental health. So I think that in tune with what Prosper Waco is working to do in a collaborative effect, working with BHN, WACO Family Medicine could be one of the thought leaders and continue to move forward the work that needs to be done for our community to be whole and healthy in all aspects. So, yeah.
That's great. I love the fact that they had the model that showed the separating the head from the body, right? And that is the kind of standard practical medicine from the mental health, but really the model should be integrated between our physical and our mental health.
Yeah, so non-medical determinants of health or social drivers of health, those are the 80% of our health outcomes are determined by something other than the exam room. So being thoughtful and mindful of socioeconomic. I mean, one of the pillars is financial stability with Prosper Waco. So having that as a recognizable area, even in a clinic setting, helps folks, or can, if we're emphasized that we can, Waco Family Medicine has a new clinic, and within the clinic we have a marketplace that has WIC, Medical Legal Partnership, Greater Waco Legal Services. Goodwill has some job skills training. So we really are looking at our patients in our clinic when they're in a trusted environment, handing them off to great community partners who are doing work that is going to do more. It's going to address those other 80% outside of the exam rooms, because we know that stresses from if you have landlord-tenant issues, and maybe legal isn't something you have familiarity with, while they're in our office taking time from work, they can utilize those services in our space, in a trusted space. So those things do then lend themselves to freeing up financial pieces, where they're not spending money unnecessarily. They're getting the service they need, and then furthering their ability to prosper because of some of the services we have in collaboration with our great community partners, which, from a collective impact approach, I think we model that within our facility. So.
An integrated model. I love it. Alfred, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Appreciate you, Scott.
Hey. I'm Diane Ness. I'm the Executive Assistant and Communications Specialist here at Prosper Waco. I have been the main event planner for this whole thing. So it has been a journey from November of last year until October of this year, so almost a year of planning, and it's been a roller coaster. It's been nice to kind of see everyone in the room kind of have that energy that we were looking for, because we haven't had a summit in probably about 5 years. And so we are just very excited that everyone came out and that they had the energy and were able to interact with everyone. And so it was a long journey, but a very, very fun one. So.
What type of actions do you see Prosper Waco being involved in the next number of months following this, with all of this information?
So I think having more community involvement in the initiatives, I believe, will just increase. With knowledge comes action. I believe that we'll have more people interested in joining our coalitions and being a part of the change. So I think we have inspired change today, so as our slogan goes. So.
All right, Jessica Addis, CEO, Prosper Waco, just wound down the summit. I'm going to give you the last words on this time. I know you've got a great team. Talk about, just for a few moments, about the preparation leading up to it.
Oh gosh, well, this was such a wonderful celebration for the community and for our team. I'm the organization's third executive leader, so the third CEO, and I've had the opportunity to really build a team. We had, a couple of staff who was here that I was lucky enough to inherit and keep, but I also have hired, kind of my people. And so for us to have the opportunity to put on this event, to really listen to community leaders, know where the interests are, to look at the data with Dr. Rhodes of where our challenges are, and then use that to bring in meaningful data to the community was, you asked about the preparation. It was a lot, and it, for the first time. So it's great fun though. And now, I look at it as a learning opportunity. Next time it'll be easier because now we've got all the infrastructure. So you don't think about all the details that go into pulling off an event like this, from table signs to name tags and branding and all of the things. So, now we'll get to next time kick our feet up and rinse and repeat a little bit. But it was a lot of work, but really worth it to get to really do a deep dive into kind of our community's biggest issues. I'm really proud of it and grateful for the team.
I can tell you that the data in the snapshot was just unbelievable. Probably wasn't surprising. However, I will say some of that information was startling.
Oh, it really is. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why we are really committed to always looking at data disaggregated. We've seen the economic growth in the community. I come from the chamber world, and so I look at the number of jobs being created. I look at capital investment and all this economic growth, and really, the increase in median wage. And when you look at it disaggregated, you see that not everyone in our community is enjoying those benefits in the same kind of way. And I think that causes us to ask ourselves why. And when we ask ourselves why, then you've got to start really looking at the next piece is to identify the strategies to work to work on those gaps. So it is startling, but one thing that's really special about Waco, and you guys are new here, welcome. You have made the great choice of choosing Waco for your home, but we are a community that we care about each other and we love this place. There's a sense of community. Like many people who grew up in Waco, I left as quickly as I could. I didn't even look at colleges in the state of Texas. I came back to Baylor. I transferred to Baylor and then ended up staying for grad school. Moved away immediately, days after graduating graduate school. Moved back a decade plus later. Didn't plan to stay, but what I found is that you have a community here who is willing to lean in. And because we know each other and you're able to sit down with community leaders and bring together the CEO of the chamber and the CEO of the hospital and the mayor and a superintendent, and you can really dig into the problems that you have, and there's trust and there's a shared love for our community and a willingness to solve it. And I think that's something that's really special about Waco, and I have been so happy to stay here and continue to make Waco my home and a place for me and my family.
That's fabulous. A pastor friend of mine said, Scott, we don't start any ministry based on need. We only start based on leaders. And in the summit today, I saw a room full of leaders. Now they have data and they can go out and they can work in their respective areas, but they can work together. So I will say congratulations on bringing people together and sharing that information. What do you look forward to in 2025 for Prosper Waco?
Gosh, thank you so much. Well, one, I'm also really excited. It's, I think that one of the things that Councilwoman Bearfield, my vice chair, incoming board chair, said, or maybe it was Mayor Holmes before he left, is that it doesn't stop today. These are just the conversations. There's a lot of good work already ongoing. And so I guess what I'm excited about, just for me as the new CEO, I say new, I've been here a little over a year now, but it still feels new-ish. But it's continuing to really build it out. I really believe in the power of collective impact, and I'm excited to continue to be able to build the team to help support the community, our community systems and organizations, leaders, in identifying the top shared challenges and how we can work strategically to solve them. So I just think great things ahead for Prosper Waco, and really grateful to you, Scott, and for being here and really leaning into Waco as your home and community.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Now you can go rest. We'll talk to you.
Oh, sounds great. I'll look forward to it.
The Waco Experience, An American Story, is a production of D. Scott Smith Company, all rights reserved. Thank you for listening.